Cocoa Pebbles. What are y'all doing? My cats are being stupid. Hi everybody. So I've been wanting to do this video, but it has taken me forever to whether it be me being alone in the house or just getting free time or whatever. I've been wanting to do this video, and I realized that I'm actually wearing the same shirt that I wore in my last video. Obviously it's been a while, and obviously it's been washed. Anyway, so basically what I want to talk about is my pregnancy and how it's gone so far. I am, at the moment, I'm 27 weeks and 4 days. Next week I'll actually be in my 3rd trimester. Getting really close. So because I didn't start talking about my pregnancy and doing like videos and updates and stuff, you know, 2 trimesters ago, I'm basically going to backtrack and kind of give you an overall down low or whatever about what's been going on. So my first trimester, I found out I was pregnant basically on August 17th of 2016. Me and my husband were actually trying to have a baby, okay? So I was just, you know, every month I got my period, and I was like, okay. And so the week before I was supposed to start my period, I was just feeling like really just whatever and breaking out like I always do before my period. Well, then, like, I was supposed to start my period on between that Friday and Sunday, excuse me, but on that Wednesday, like, my boobs just started hurting really bad out of nowhere. It hurt so bad that I could not even touch them, couldn't lay on them, couldn't have them in a bra, nothing. It was awful. So I was like, I never like have breast pain before my period. And so that was my first clue as to me being pregnant. I was like, not gonna get my hopes up, just gonna sit here and wait it out. Well, obviously, me trying to get pregnant, I have like a lot of pregnancy tests that I have bought. So the next day I got up with my husband, and you know, he was getting ready for work, and I was getting my daughter ready for school because I have a 7-year-old daughter. So I'm getting her ready for school, and they left, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna take the test. I'm not gonna take the test. Like, I'm just gonna wait and see if my period starts. Like, I'm not gonna take the test. I got on the phone with my best friend, and I was like, I'm gonna take this test. She was like, don't do it. And I was like, I'm gonna do it. So pulled out, and I'm looking, you know, you wait the 3 to 5 minutes for the results to come up. And so I'm looking, I'm like, you know, say this is a test. I'm over here like, it's negative. Like, I just got my hopes up for nothing, you know. So I'm sitting there, and it's on the bathroom, you know, counter. And so I'm like, okay, I'm talking to her, and we're talking about whatever, and she's like, well, maybe next month, and I told you not to take the test, and whatever. Well, then I look down again, and there's like a faint little line, like little bitty, like you can't even hardly see it. I had to look really closely to see it. And I'm on video chat with her. Anyway, so I'm in Indiana, she's in Georgia. So I got on video chat, and I'm like, okay, look at this. Look at this. And I sent her pictures, but she couldn't see it. And I'm like, dude, there's a line there. I see the line. So that was when I found out. And I was like, we had talked about it. And I was like, I'm not going to get my hopes up. Like, it's maybe nothing, you know. So then the next day I had a doctor's appointment, and I went and I showed her, and I said, could this be positive? Like, this could I be pregnant? And she's like, it looks positive. They did a test and they told me, get this, okay. They told me that the test that they gave me didn't come up. It came up as negative. But then she's like, but our tests aren't as strong as some of the ones you get over the counter, like the pink one, you know, first response. Yeah, so she's talking about how first response is actually like better than the doctors. And I'm like, y'all are doctors, y'all are medical people. How is over-the-counter medicine, over-the-counter birth control, god dang it, I can't talk, over-the-counter pregnancy tests gonna be better than yours? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. So whatever. So she's like, well, test again on Sunday. I'm like, okay. So I tested again on Friday, which was the next day after I left the doctor's office. And the line was still faint. It wasn't as dark as like a really positive test would be, but it was a little bit more there than the first one. So I was like, okay. I'm not gonna take another test. I'm not gonna take another test until like Sunday or Monday if my period doesn't come. So period doesn't come on the 22nd. It was dark. It was just like there. It was just there. It was very positive, and I was like, oh, I'm so excited. So my husband, there wasn't like any special way that I told my husband that I was pregnant, especially because we were both kind of trying, and so it was just kind of a known thing that I was testing. And I was gonna wait to tell my family and his family until like the first doctor's appointment, but obviously like I couldn't wait. So I went and ordered my daughter a Big Sister 2017 shirt. It's so super cute, and it's got like a little unicorn thing on it. I don't know, it's pink. And so I told my family, like I called them, like I really wish that like I could have talked to them in person, but you know, obviously they're all in Georgia. So I told them, and then we visited my husband's family, and we had the tests in a little bag, like, hey, we got y'all a gift to open as a surprise. And so his dad was like, wait, what? His dad was like really like caught off guard, but he was excited. And then like his mom was like, ah! Like it was so great, her expression, like her reaction and everything, it was so great. So so yeah, so I went to the doctor's. First time I went to the doctor was in September. I found out when I was 3 weeks along, believe it or not. And I went to the doctor's for the first time when I was about 5 weeks? I don't remember. It was in September. I went back again. No, I went like 2 weeks later. I had my first ultrasound. And that's when we saw the baby and the heartbeat. And it was just so like, oh, it was so sweet. And so I was really excited. And I met my doctor and all that. So that was really nice. In my first trimester, I didn't like, my symptoms were not like the normal first trimester symptoms. It wasn't like morning sickness and, you know, just blah all the time. I actually had like little to no morning sickness, like none whatsoever. Every now and then I'd get kind of like, ooh. But other than that, like everything went smoothly. I was really tired all the time. This whole pregnancy, I have been so tired, just constantly tired all the time. And so I was like, oh yeah, it's pregnancy. So you know, no morning sickness whatsoever. Every now and then I'd get a little kind of queasy, but it wasn't like, I wouldn't consider that like morning sickness or whatever, just kind of feeling blah. I didn't have any energy to do anything. Like all I wanted to do is sleep, but that's kind of how I've been the whole pregnancy. But I like sleep. And I had breakouts. Like, I broke out so bad just constantly my first trimester. Like, it was like the week before I found out I was pregnant to like 12 weeks. I was just, it was constant breakouts. It was awful. Also in that time, I went to Georgia. I did spot a lot in my first trimester, which I couldn't tell if it was like actual bleeding or if it was just spotting, which I know that's normal, but I was not used to that because I had none of that in like my pregnancy with my daughter. And I was just like, so I was really worried, and the thing that kept coming to my mind was like a miscarriage. So I'm in Georgia and I'm visiting my friend. I'm staying at her house, and all of a sudden, like, I go to the bathroom and I come out and I'm just like freaking out because it's like more blood than I'm used to, than I'm comfortable with. So I'm freaking out, I'm crying, I don't know what to think, I'm not in Indiana where my doctor is at. So we ended up going to the emergency room, and they put me on pelvic rest and said, they had an ultrasound done, and they said that everything looked fine, that the baby was fine. That they weren't sure why I was bleeding, but they have to put, anytime you go to the emergency room for bleeding and you're pregnant, they have to put, what is it? Not possible miscarriage, but basically it was like it could have been a miscarriage, or that could happen, or whatever. But that they didn't want me to worry that I was going through a miscarriage, because that didn't look like that was the case. So they put me on pelvic rest. They went over like pretty much everything, but they're like, don't pick up super heavy things, and don't do this and don't do that, and blah 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 blah. So I'm like, okay. So that's what they told me. That's what pelvic rest was. And for me to go see my doctor, as soon as I get back. And which, as soon as I got back to Indiana, after the 2 weeks of being in Georgia, I did end up going. I had a doctor's appointment to see my doctor, so that worked out. And because I ended up going to the doctor's, to the ER, while I was in Georgia, they did want me to have an ultrasound. So I got a 12-week ultrasound. They said everything was fine. I was off pelvic rest. To still just kind of take it easy, that there was no bleeding in my uterus or anything like that. And so I was like, okay. So fast forward to my second trimester, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I was sick. Like, sick all the time. Not so much anymore, but the beginning of my second trimester, it was awful. I didn't have breakouts anymore. I was sick a lot. Like, I got sick a lot. Even now, it's really hard to brush my teeth without, like, bleh, The first time I felt the baby move was between 13 and 15 weeks. It was like so cool because it was like a flutter. It was like just out of nowhere. And I knew, I've been pregnant before, so I knew that was the baby, and it was so cool. And I was like, oh, the baby just moved. And so getting towards 20 weeks and afterwards, it was like the baby was just moving all around. I could feel the moves and the kicks, and they weren't that strong. Obviously, the bigger the baby gets, the stronger the kicks get. At 20 weeks, we had an ultrasound, which was also my 1-year marriage anniversary with my husband. So he was able to go, and we found out the gender, which we're having a girl. I do have my gender reveal few videos below this one. I guess I'll put the link in the description if y'all want to watch that. So yeah, we found out the gender. It was really awesome. I told my family, and we told his family, and then we made the video and then put it on YouTube and, well, Facebook and YouTube. So, this trimester, let's see, second trimester, I've had like a little bit more energy, clearer skin, nothing major. I do get in pain a lot. Like, she is so crazy, like, especially at night. She's the most active at night, which is really scary because it's like, this is not a good thing. Like, I can already tell when she gets here, like, she's gonna be a little night owl. And but she definitely keeps me up all night, having to pee and all sorts of stuff. So I did take my glucose test. The last time I went to the doctor, I was 25 weeks. Okay, I got this all mixed up. Found out the gender on December 14th. Got my glucose test and another ultrasound on January 11th. There we go. That's better, much better. So the last time I went was January the 11th. Got my glucose test. Was there for what I felt like was for like ever. Luckily this time I didn't have to starve myself. Although even though I ate like a little bowl of cereal an hour before I even left for the doctors, because they told me I could eat, I was so hungry. Like, just by like 11, 12 o'clock, I was just like, I need food. So, anyways, but I got the test results back because my doctor sends me, like, all my stuff, you know, if they take any blood, they show what they tested for and what the results were. I have no idea what it's all for and what it all means, except I do know the glucose test, I assume it came back okay, because they didn't call me back and say, hey, you need to come take the 3-hour test. So, I mean, I didn't have gestational diabetes with Sophia, so I really didn't think that I was going to have gestational diabetes with this baby. You know, so now I'm 27 weeks and 4 days. I go back to the doctor on February 8th. And after that, I'll be going every 2 weeks. So it's definitely getting closer to the time to have this baby, which is exciting but scary at the same time. Like, it's so like, nerve-wracking. I'm so excited. So yeah, that's pretty much how my pregnancy's gone. I'm not gonna do the whole, I'm gonna show you my baby bump, because I'm a bigger girl, and this, even though like I've seen people my size or bigger have like actual baby bumps, I'm guessing I have a really like deep cavity, and so the baby bump doesn't show. And like, unless you know me, you can't tell I'm pregnant. It just looks like I'm gaining weight, even though I'm not. My weight has been really good this pregnancy. With Sophia, I gained, through the whole pregnancy, I gained like 20 pounds. So I don't know how or like in what increments, but I did gain 20 pounds. With her, of course, I lost it all, but then gained it back and more. That's irrelevant. But this pregnancy, I'm already like up there in weight. I mean, obviously you can look at me and tell. I really didn't want to be like a high-risk pregnancy, and that was the first thing I asked the doctor when I went in. I was like, with my weight, am I considered a high-risk pregnancy? Because my doctor treats high-risk pregnancy, so it's not like I'd have to go to a specialist or a whole nother doctor to, you know, whatever. But they were like, no, if you gain, you know, like 50 or, you know, pounds or so, like, yeah, it would definitely cause an issue, but right now you're fine. Just they didn't want me to gain more than 10 pounds this pregnancy, and I have literally stayed between my pre-pregnancy weight and like 6 pounds. So for going on 3 trimesters, like going on 27 weeks of being pregnant, I'd say that's pretty good. I haven't gained, but like basically if you round it up, you know, and I'm not, you know, don't look at the the losing and the gaining and whatever back and forth, it's only been about 6 pounds, and I'm really proud of myself, which honestly sometimes I don't know how I've only gained 6 pounds, because I feel like I eat all the time. Like, I am so hungry all the time. So the cravings have not been like one thing or another. For the first, I'd say 20 weeks, it was more so like, oh my God, I see that, like, if it's something on Facebook, or like I'm a commercial, or just going in the store and I see something, I have to have that. Like, if I don't get that craving filled, I'm over here like flipping shit. Like, I am freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, I have to have this. I need this in my life. Also, I have the thing that I have been craving has been Caesar salads. Freaking love Caesar salads. Oh my God, I could eat a Caesar salad every day for forever, and it would just be like the best thing ever. But I haven't really been craving Caesar salads in a while. Now it's just been it's been like Cocoa Pebbles. What are y'all doing? My cats are being stupid. I don't know if you can see that or not. That's Moki. Anyway, so not Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles have been like my go-to. Like, I keep Cocoa Pebbles in my cereal section of my food. Like, I have to have my Cocoa Pebbles. That's usually what I eat when I go downstairs between 1 and 3 o'clock in the morning to eat. So, I mean, I don't really know what else to talk about. Heartburn has been on and off. It's been okay lately, knock on wood. But other than that, like, everything's fine. I was taking Zoloft before I got pregnant. I came down because I was taking 150 milligrams. Went down to 100. But being pregnant, like, it just, when I take it, it's like immediate heartburn, and it's like heartburn and indigestion all at once, and it's that kind that like literally burns, and it makes you cough, and like I end up throwing up because I have so much heartburn. Like, it's awful. So I stopped taking that, and it's been a little better. I have to watch out like taking anything at night, because as soon as I lay down, I get like heartburn a lot, especially if I've taken something, whether it's my prenatal or whatever. So usually if I take any medicine, I try to take it by like 8:30, because I don't go to bed until like 10-ish. I don't know. That's the time I try to go to bed. I mean, the heartburn has been okay lately, so I'm thinking this baby is not gonna have that much hair. But with the amount of heartburn, like the intensity of the heartburn, it could mean that she's got a lot of hair. I don't know. I know that like the old wives' tale is always like, the more like if you have heartburn all the time, and like if it's really bad, then the baby's gonna have a lot of hair. But I had a little bit of heartburn with Sophia, but she didn't have, like, she had a good amount of hair. It was mostly that it was dark. If I can find a baby picture of her in my computer, I will insert the baby picture of her, and you can see her hair in this video. I also will try to attach the sonograms that I've had, like, you know, one sonogram from each like section. I've had like 4 sonograms, I think. Yeah, I've had like 4 sonograms. So anyway, this video is already long enough. Literally my camera cut off on me because I've been talking for 30 minutes. So, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I am gonna try to do more weekly videos. kind of update everything, especially since I am going into my 3rd trimester in just like 3 or 4 days. And so also we're not revealing the name. Only a select few of people from our families know what the baby's name is going to be. When I announced Sophia's name, that was the age of MySpace, but I felt like as soon as I announced her name, like I saw her name everywhere. I saw, like, I had never heard the name Sophia around or the name Grace, and her name is Sophia Grace. I had never heard that around, and I was very upset, like, when all of a sudden it was just Sophia Grace's, Sophia's, Grace's, this, that, you know, people having the same middle name. It was just really frustrating for me. And it's not, I'm not one of the people like, oh, they have the same name. Like, I still named her what I wanted to, but it was just like, as soon as I announced her name, like, I saw it everywhere. And I don't want that to happen with this baby. So, yeah. So anyways, like this video, subscribe to this video, to my channel if you like it. I really want to do more videos, baby videos, and, you know, the baby comes vlogs. We'll see. But anyway, for now, I'm gonna try to do some video updates, you know, once a week at least. If you're following me and you like this video and you want to see more, and, you know, give me some video suggestions if you want. So whatever. Anyways, I hope everyone has a great day or night or whatever time you're watching this, if you're watching this. And so yeah, like and subscribe, and yeah, so I will see you in my next video. Bye.